We just saw Moana 2.
Yep.
Let's talk about it. Moana
I am Moana.
is your favorite Disney movie,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Probably one of your favorite all-time movies.
It's in my top 5 movies all time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so because of that, bought these tickets the day they went on sale. We went to a 3:30 showing, thinking it would be okay. First thing I'm going to say to anyone who doesn't have kids, maybe wait until next week to go see this. We were surrounded. Literally surrounded by parents who were hovering over children. But anyway.
Some kids club or some...
It was Girl Scouts. Yeah.
It was a Girl Scouts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, just had to vent a little bit because we literally just got out and we're in the car. So, Moana 2, what do you think?
I liked it. It was fine. I didn't like it as much as I hoped I would, but it was good for a follow-up story that really couldn't have been topped. It did not top it. The first one is still better, but this was good. This was really good, and you know, it had all the same feelings from the first one. They really did a good job of capitalizing on the very popular points, the popular things from the first one. Nothing. I mean, it was a new story, but it was the same old stuff.
But it was. I really liked the story, and I thought it moved very quickly. So the point of this one, it's not a spoiler, I don't think, is that she has to go find this main island to then be able to bring other islands together so that they're not alone on Motunui, and they know that there are all these other people out there, and it has to do with gods and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. I did like it. I liked that they didn't follow the exact same pattern as the first one, because that happens a lot. But I'll tell you what was lacking for me was the music. I did not come out of this one going, I gotta go buy that album.
Yeah, the first one, the music was a big part of it. It was like everything else in the movie. It was okay. It was good. It was
fine. Yeah.
It was fine.
But even at the end, they went back to a Lin-Manuel song to bring in that emotion.
Yeah.
Now, the two women who wrote the songs for this one, they wrote the Bridgerton musical. They've won Grammys for their writing. I was actually looking forward to hearing their song, and I felt like it was all kind of like Moana has two very kind of ballady songs. I did not like The Rock's song.
It was very similar to what he had in
No, you compare You're Welcome to that. To me, it's like they were on different levels. I did not like it.
Yeah, to me it felt virtually the same. But that's my opinion.
That is your opinion.
It is my opinion. And shame on me for having it.
No.
Oh, okay.
So I felt like I liked seeing Moana and what has happened since. I liked seeing that she's kind of a legend in her own time. I liked seeing that, you know, how everyone has progressed on the island since she did what she did in the first one. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at having a sequel at all. I actually enjoyed it, and then I like to see her use her skills, you know, so it was different. We could just kind of go, oh, there's a problem, go ahead and take off. Like, we didn't have to go through the whole learning process and all of that. I enjoyed that. It was definitely, it did not have the heart, is what I feel like, of Te Fiti. It didn't have the heart that the first one had, for me at least. I didn't feel that.
Yeah, it had glimpses of it. There were moments that felt similar to how I felt in the first one, but not very often and not for very long.
Yeah, I mean, I did tear up at the end, but it wasn't a cry. It wasn't, you know.
You have to be dead inside to not tear up at that end. I mean, they made sure that you at least teared up.
But the first one, I mean, I can still be a wreck. So after seeing it 50 times. Yeah, so I thought, again, I liked all the voices in it. I really like the character of Moana. I really, really like how they make her. I don't know, you know, how they write her, how she's, and even in this one, more confident than the last time. And I really liked seeing that. And Maui, even, you know, in their relationship and that relationship growing, I really like that too.
Yeah, this one, she felt much more of an equal to Maui, but Maui looked at her as almost an equal.
Yeah.
Which was really nice.
I agree.
Especially at the end, you'll see what, the end is something. So
Yeah, I agree. I just, it's hard to do a good sequel.
it is.
Not every sequel can be Inside Out 2 or,
Oh yeah.
or Frozen 2, which to me is better than the original. So it is hard to do, but I did like it. I liked her story. I like her so much that I think that will get me through it.
Sure. So this sequel was better than not having a sequel.
Yeah.
It was not the sequel that we hoped for, or at least I hoped for.
Yeah.
But it's near impossible. I mean, it is literally one of my favorite movies ever. And how are you gonna top that?
Well, and here's my other question. They're filming the live action. Is the live action the same story as the first one? Or is the live action a completely new story? I actually don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to have to look that up, because if they're doing the live action of the first one, that feels that's too much.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Is the girl who plays Moana not...
They have a new Moana, but The Rock is playing. She's too old now.
Is she?
Yeah. Her voice is to be used in this, is in the animated, is fine. But they felt like she doesn't look 16. So maybe that does mean that they're doing the first.
I guess The Rock now looks like he's 3,000 years old.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, Dwayne. I apologize.
I think I might feel a little over Moana if that comes out in the next year or two.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. It was very nice to look at. Again, the animation was great. Pua was more adorable than ever. I had to bring this was my Pua. How cute he is. So cute. And
wore myself out.
I think just my biggest disappointment was the music. I was hoping I had heard two of the songs already, and there weren't that many. Maybe 5 songs in the whole thing.
Yeah, it wasn't as musical as the first one was.
Yeah, so, and again, it went by really fast, so I wasn't that upset about it, but you didn't feel like it went fast?
No, it was too long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was too long.
I was really shocked when we were at the end. Okay, well then what are you rating?
Ooh, this is a tough one.
So, would the original to you would be a 10?
A 10. Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got to be fair to it. There's almost no chance of it being good enough for me. Because, it's like a sequel to Close Encounters. You're just not going to capture that again, and you're not going to outdo it. So it's a really tall order. And like I said, I think it was better than not having a sequel, about what I thought it would be. Not what I hoped for, but about what I thought it would be. So I'm going to stick with my 7.
Okay. The original for me is probably an 8, maybe a 9. Somewhere in there.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time too, because I was distracted for a lot of the movie. God. Because of these kids and these parents. The parents were actually the problem, not the kid. I feel like I was so irritated.
And whatever they decided to dish out halfway through the movie in the noisy paper bags.
Yeah, they decided they had to give out snacks to each kid in paper bags, and it was the most noisy thing. And
there was literally 20 or 25 kids and probably 8 or 10 adults.
I mean, one of the women was standing in the row behind us, up against the wall. You couldn't see her because she was right behind you.
Oh, wow.
But out of my eyes, she was right there, and it was just like this tall woman was just like standing over.
Several times during the movie, there were people standing next to you in the aisle, just standing there rustling paper bags. Or something.
Yeah. Anyway, so don't want to talk about that more than the movie, but I do feel like maybe that's clouding some judgment here. So
I inadvertently turned into the old man in the corner. Sorry.
I want to see it again, and that might change my viewpoint. I feel like I have to give this a 6 rate. And that's mainly because, again, I kind of go on a scale of how much am I going to watch it. And with this one, because the music is, at least again, right now, the music isn't something that I just like want to sing over and over again.
Yeah.
So I can't see myself turning it on, because that's usually what draws me into these movies, is to be able to sit there and sing along. So I'm gonna give it a 6, and if we rewatch this whenever it comes out on Disney Plus and things change, we will do another review, but I'll keep it at that.
I would be willing to pay a little bit extra to rent it as soon as it's available.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm okay with that, because I do want to be I do want to watch it again, when it's available, and just make sure that
Yeah.
I'm not being unfair to it.
Now, another thing that I find interesting, because I always sit back and go, can kids really enjoy these movies? And I understand that they're watching it through a different lens, and they like Pua because he's cute, and Hey Hey because he's funny, and they just see people fall down or do whatever. Because when we were laughing, no kids were laughing. So I find that just interesting that, I think, and again, I've always counted Disney as smart enough to kind of do that, especially in the later years, that they make this so that the adults are enjoying it probably more and really getting the point across. I mean, what kid's sitting there going, oh yeah, they need to be with their community and they need to get people together, and they aren't understanding really the depth of that message.
Right.
I liked it. I'm glad that there was a sequel, because I'm not sitting here going, oh, they should have done this or should have done that. I thought the story was fine. I really just feel like the music was lacking. There should have been more music, better music, which I hate to say, just peppier, happier. Like, there was only that one in the beginning that felt like it was happy, peppy, and the rest was all ballady. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I will give these movies this. It's really kind of nice to see these movies.
Oh, there you are.
Hi. These movies, a lot of it was in native languages.
Yes.
And with no subtitles. And I think that's fantastic. It kind of forces you to kind of get context or figure out what they're saying. And, not that you're going to learn another language from watching this, but it was like, thank you for not dumbing
authentic.
it down to
absolutely.
us dumb English speakers.
And
right?
even then, the first thing I did when we got in the car was look up who the voices were, because I didn't know. And there's pretty much no one that I knew, because they're using either they're New Zealanders or Pacific Islanders, of some sort, that I'm just not familiar with, and I think that's fantastic too. And I know they started that in the first one, and it felt like it was very central in this second one, and I'm glad that they did that too.
It's very central to the story.
Absolutely. Yeah. So. Okay, well, that's Moana 2. He gives it a 7. I give it a 6.
Yep.
Definitely be prepared for kids to be in there this week. They're all out of school, and I completely forgot about that. So that's okay. Most people like kids. So enjoy that. We've got a lot more reviews coming out over the next week, so please subscribe if you can, like the video, and comment below if you're seeing Moana 2 this week, and what you think of it. Can't wait to hear what other people think.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's all I got.
I'm Danny.
I'm John.
This is Our Charm Midlife, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.